Hey everyone, thanks for tuning in. You're watching Christian Adventure Gamer. I'm your host, Daniel the Paladin. In this video, obviously as the title says, I am painting the miniatures to a Goofy Movie board game. And so I actually was watching the video, took some pictures of the actual characters because I don't like the color schemes in the book because they are not quite as what they should be from the movie, and I want them to be movie accurate. And so I'm going to be painting Goofy here, which I'm going to list all the colors I'm going to be using for all these characters. And then here's Powerline. Here is Max. Here is Bobby with his can of Cheese Whiz or whatever it's supposed to be. Here's PJ. And then obviously we have to have a Roxanne. So the easier ones to paint, I think, will be Bobby and PJ. Max should be relatively simple as well. And then trying to get as accurate as I can with colors with Roxanne. And then Goofy, obviously, is going to take a little work as well because there's clothes hanging out his suitcase there. Looks like there's a patch on the suitcase, possibly. They've all been primed and washed. They're all ready to go. So let's go ahead and dive in and see if we can't start coloring some of these miniatures with the time that I have. All right, so it looks like Goofy's shirt is a lighter green, so I'm going to use this livery green for that. And then his pants are actually a dark green, I believe. So I'm trying to find the picture where I have of Goofy. Actually, his pants are like almost like a teal. So I'm going to use this Veridines for his pants. And then we use like an oiled leather for his shoes and his vest. I have some skin tones I'm going to use for him, for his face. His hands are obviously white, as they should be, because they all wear gloves. All right, so, and then painting his nose black, his head, like the majority of his skin tone is black. His socks are actually an olive green color, which I have this Viper green. I think it's a little too dark. This might work if it shakes up well enough. I have an olive green somewhere. It's a moth green. So this is not dark enough, so I guess I will use this Viper green possibly for his pants. That's all right. Let's go ahead and dive in and start tackling. I think the trickiest one is going to be Powerline himself, possibly. So let's go ahead and paint him. So he's actually got like this, a lighter color, a different color yellow here as well. He's got his belt, so actually he's gonna be trickier. So just to kind of dive in, let's just go with PJ because he is going to be easier. He's got like a lavender colored shirt. So I have this fairy dragon wings. So I'm going to use that to color his shirt. He's got like a darker blue pants. And I'm going to use, I think I'll use this electric blue. These are D&D Prismatic paints here, as you can see. I'll go ahead and, so I actually have another camera set up so you can kind of see what I'm doing. I'm using a red grass paint palette. So let's go ahead and, actually, you know what? Let's do skin tones on all of them first. That makes the most sense because like the majority of their skin tone is all black except for like Bobby and Roxanne. And I had the skin tone. I have this basic skin tone here, which I'm going to use for Roxanne, just because she should be a little bit of a lighter color, and as well as Bobby. And then I have this fair skin. So actually, yeah, We'll start with Bobby, because he is not black. His body's not black like Max and PJ and Powerline, which Powerline you don't see any of his body. Yeah. Let's start with Bobby's colors. Oh, come on. Hate when that happens. It's a little watery. I should get a little bit better. All right, so I'm gonna set this brush aside. I need something a little more bigger to get more coverage. So I'm gonna use this brush here. And I'm not gonna worry too much about missing parts, going back, because the majority of the color is going to get colored in, like his mouth, eyebrows, glasses are going to be a different color. Which a couple years ago when this game came out, I actually got to meet Jason Marsden and Bill Farmer, and they signed my copy. I actually have 2 copies. I got a copy before I went to Gen Con, and then when I was at Gen Con I went to that event and I got another copy, and that one was signed. I'm not going to worry too much about making a mess, because a lot of it's going to get covered up anyways. Trying to get all the excess paint off. It's pulling up in places, which I don't want it to. It's just going to take longer for it to dry in those areas. And this paint here is the Vallejo Paint's basic skin tone, if you were wondering. That's what I'm using on Bobby and on Roxanne. So that definitely needs to be shaken up more. You got like a safety pin and poke holes through these things. That's thicker. I don't know if there's any beads in there, but in case there isn't, I have a bag of beads I can throw in these paints. Alright. Let's try it again. There we go. That's better. Alright. There he is. Let's let his skin tone dry. Alright, then we have Roxanne. Wrong section of paint. She is wearing like denim shorts. Red hair. the back of her arms. Make sure I get the back of her legs. And the front of her legs, apparently. I missed those. Alright, so let's get her off to the side. I have this nifty little device here where I can just press a button, get rid of my dirty water. Alright, now let's use the fair skin for Max, PJ, and Goofy. And this is the Reaper miniature paint, fair skin 09047 I'm using. So let's go ahead and get Goofy out, because this is going to be painting his actual face. Under his chin. Try to get his cheeks. I think his cheeks are tan as well, and the rest of him is all black. All right. Get the top of his eyebrows. There we go. Let's do Max, Mr. Attitude himself. Then we're going to do power line. All right, and then PJ. He's got a much bigger face. Not so worried so much about the collar, because I'll get that later. All right. Step one. Now step two. Let's do black. There's so much ground to cover with black. I'm going to use the Vallejo black. Give it a good shake. Let's see if it will. There we go. Set that off to the side so I can remember to find that later. I want a different brush. Let's see here. I actually got a new paintbrush set. I got a couple of them actually for Christmas. So let's see if there's anything in here I can use. These would be good detailing brushes. There we go. Like this one. Yep, that one would be perfect. And these brushes are Golden Maple Miniature Fine Detail Brushes. 15 PESE. These were purchased off Amazon, I believe, by my wife because my daughter wanted to give me some more new brushes. All right, so let's go ahead and let's do Goofy. Let's get this wet a little bit. I like the angle on those. All right. Let's do his leg first. All right, now his arms. All right, now the back of his head and ears. I might have to use a finer brush on this one. Yep, I will. So I'll save the rest of his head for a moment because I'm going to have to use a smaller brush to make sure I push the paint in those tight places. All right, PJ. Looks like just the back of his leg is showing. Yeah, I see some of the leg over here. Oops, making a little too much of a mess, but that's right. I'll clean it up. I start doing the other colors. His shoes are going to be red. That's what color they are in the movie. He's wearing blue jeans, shorts, or at least blue shorts. I don't know if they're blue jeans, but they're blue shorts. Dropping. I'll do what I can on his head. Again, I'll have to switch to a different brush. Get some of those tighter colors in there. Yeah. Let's do Powerline. His hair is all black. And we got Max. All right. His arms are a little tricky because they're crossed, so I'll go ahead and clean this brush off. All right, so let's switch to this brush now. Now, a little close to the cheeks. Make sure I get his ears. There we go. His long floppy ears. All right, so there's Goofy. Now let's do PJ. Oh, got some black paint on his cheeks. Looks like a football player, but I'll get those when I touch up. Nope, I didn't get Goofy's nose. Goodness. There we go. And then PJ's nose. And then Maximilian. All right, let's go ahead and get his ears. Now that we're in position. His neck. There we go. All right. Oh, I need to do his arms. Mr. Attitude. All right, and then I need to do Powerline's nose and his neck. There we go. And this is a good place to stop for right now, because I got some other things I have to do for right now, but I'll pick it back up as soon as I can.